Hello, everyone. We're live on August 1st for our full moon meditation live cast on the heels of the um, lunar eclipse. So it's been an intense time, and I'm so excited to be sharing space with you all tonight. So, as we have our members hopping online, hi, Kate. Nice to see you. Um, I would love to know where you're joining us from. And so tell me your city, so, potentially your country, um, and just say hello as you join. It'd be lovely to hear from you. So just give it a few more minutes as our members are hopping on. So some of you I can see. I think only those who I have as friends, I can see who you are. And everyone else, if you could say hello, I would love to know that you're here and where you're joining us from. So what city you're joining us from this evening. In Toronto, it's around 5:45. So I know for some of you, you're in different time zones. Hi, Heidi, welcome. And Helen, welcome. Oh, I haven't seen you in a long time either. Nice to see you here. Welcome, welcome. And I think Kate is in Edmonton. Kate and I were just together actually over the weekend in Calgary, assisting. I was assisting at Miranda Gray's training, and Kate was taking the training. So lovely to see you here, Kate. And Sai, welcome. Where are you joining us from? Lovely to have you. Bonnie, welcome from Saskatchewan. Lovely to have you. And Emily, lovely to see you again from Pennsylvania. Thank you for joining us and joining us regularly. All right. So as you come on, feel free to say hello and share where you're joining us from. Tonight, as you know, we're celebrating the full thunder moon. And we've also been experienced, it's also been a red moon or a blood moon, as it's sometimes called. Um, and it's been a really intense time, a time for transformation, a time for stormy emotions. Maybe you've had some ugly cries. So if you're relating to this idea of intensity, I would love to know how it's been manifesting for you. Have you been experiencing intensity um, over the last few days? The full moon itself was on Friday, but as you know, I was away in Calgary, so we're doing it a couple of days after the full moon, or a few days after the full moon, and really taking a moment to reflect on what it was like at the height of the full moon energies. So, if you've been feeling intense emotions, if a lot of emotional intensity has been coming up for you, just let me know in the comments if it's resonating for you. So who has been feeling intense emotions? You could even just give a thumbs up. Who has been feeling intense emotions? Sometimes with these stormy emotions, there are things like deeply held truths or desires or feelings that we've been repressing or holding at bay that are pushing through the surface. And not only are they asking for our attention, they're demanding our attention. So again, I'd love to know if any of you can relate to feeling intensity over the last few days, experiencing intense emotions, and if you could tell us what has been coming up for you with this full moon lunar eclipse thunder moon. what has been showing up for you in terms of this intensity. And the archetype that's connected with intensity is the enchantress. So if you've been following me for a while and know about the archetypal energies that we cycle through, the storm that comes with the thunder moon is that warning bell from the enchantress that while we are, in a way, we've reached the height, the zenith of summer in the northern hemisphere. And the enchantress is letting us know that with the coming of fall, she's going to be the archetype that's most alive in our consciousness. So again, I haven't heard from anyone. So is it correct to assume that nobody has been feeling intense emotions? And maybe that's the case. So I'd love to know. Oh, I'm missing I'm missing comments. Okay. So I'm seeing now. I need to scroll. So Emily says, this past weekend I stayed at home quite a bit, was trying to enjoy quiet relaxation time, but felt stressed and on edge. Thank you so much for sharing, Emily. And Bonnie says, definitely odd events. And Elizabeth Rosenbob says, yes, crying nonstop from watching TV. Thank you, thank you. Sorry, I've been missing your comments. And Emily Cat says, uncertainty about what's next, job situation and finances. Yes, thank you. So again, coming back to the enchantress and the energies of the archetypal enchantress, she is the wild woman, I like to call her. And there's definitely an aspect of magic that comes with the enchantress. And there's also, like, if you know the Indian goddesses, especially Kali, it's a very Kali energy, which is an energy of transformation through transformation through destruction, through tearing apart what currently exists to make way for the new. And sometimes, it feels uncomfortable because it's stormy, because it can be a little bit, well, definitely very intense, and sometimes even a little bit what can feel like violent. So what the enchantress and the time of our cycle that we often refer to as premenstrual time, or if you're trying to conceive, the 2-week wait, what this time is opening up space for is for those repressed aspects of your life, the stuff of your life that you push away throughout the month, that you choose not to focus on, that you choose not to tend to because it comes with too much emotional intensity. It starts to push up harder and harder through the subconscious and into the conscious mind. And it's kind of like a Coke can that when you shake it, the intensity gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and until it bursts. So that's often why women experience such intense emotions during the premenstrual time, because there's this bubbling aspects of your life that you may not have the energy or the inclination to look at other times in your cycle. But this particular time, and the time of the thunder moon also is a time, plus the eclipse, has really shaken up that can. And if you've been bursting into tears, if you've been bursting into intense emotions, if you've kind of been, in a way, dismantling aspects of your life, you're very much in the throes of this energy, and you're right in sync with it. So again, I'm curious to hear from you, to hear what has been bubbling up for you, and And Sai Suri says, yeah, feeling very low and emotional breakdowns. Yeah. So again, that intensity is breaking through. And Abby says, been feeling a little shut down, intense fear emotions. Emily says, makes sense. With busy lives, we often feel like we have to be strong and keep moving, even though we need to process our emotions. Exactly right, Emily. So we have this idea that we have to push through and push on. And while there is a practical reality of that, there's also that internal wisdom that the body doesn't allow you to avoid. It finds its way to making itself known to you. So during this time of the month, whether premenstrually or during your 2 week wait, we have to face what we've been hiding from. We have to face the things that, the thoughts, the feelings, the beliefs that we try to keep at bay, but that really push hard and through into the conscious mind for us to look at. And the reason that they do that, the reason why our subconscious does this and breaks through to the conscious mind is because it's an opportunity for you to look at these negative and outdated beliefs and do something to release and transform them. So that's going to be the focus of tonight's live cast. We're going to be looking at our negative subconscious beliefs, the beliefs that we keep at bay. They're not really subconscious when we know about them, but they're operating and affecting our lives at a subconscious level. So I'd like to for you to take a moment and reflect on what could you be hiding from? What might you be hiding from in your life right now? So Vicky's had a different experience, which is wonderful, that she's been feeling more emotionally, rather than emotional, more confident, grounded, and stable. And that is an important aspect of the enchantress as well. And so, as we move through tonight's live cast and the meditation at the end, we're really going to work with embodying that experience of groundedness through the sacredness of our wombs. So, Vicky, thank you for giving us a little preview of what's to come. And it really is about standing in your power and standing up for yourself, which is really what the enchantress is fighting for you. So Emily says, I've been working through letting go, not trying to control the direction my life is meant to go. Beautiful, beautiful. And Vicky says, the last one, the blue moon, had me emotional. Thank you, Vicky. So anyone else, is there some aspect of your life? Um, it could be emotional, it could be relational, it could be something from your past that's been coming up for you more recently. Is there something that you've been hiding from? I'll just give you a moment to reflect on that question. Often, traumas from our past create these belief structures that we don't realize are impacting us in our lives. And so that's why they feel, or I'm calling them hidden. And it's operating below the level of consciousness and impacting our lives in this indirect but very direct way. So, in the newsletter, if you've been following me, if you follow or subscribe to my newsletter, you know that I've been talking about healing and working with the emotions that come up, especially when you're dealing with infertility. So, in terms of a diagnosis, actually, of infertility, it's as emotionally devastating as a cancer diagnosis for a woman and for her partner. So, the impact of infertility is so enormous on the psyche, on the emotional being of a person, on this, on their self, on your self-esteem, on the way you experience yourself as a woman, your belief about yourself, your self-confidence. There's your sexuality, your life purpose. There's so many aspects of life that infertility touches that it's normal that you wouldn't actually be aware of all the ways it's impacting you. And the same goes for any other kind of trauma related. I'm going to talk specifically about reproductive health. So, sexual trauma, um, whether it's rape or molestation or simply a microaggression against your female sexuality. So, through diminishing of the menstrual cycle, through name calling, the idea that as we age, we become less and less desirable and attractive and less fertile. There's so many ways that our femininity is denied, repressed, um, and in some way injured or assaulted. So, as women, it's so important for us to reclaim these archetypal energies. And as I mentioned, today we're focusing on the enchantress archetype, which is really that transformational energy of kind of blowing through almost like a tornado in your life so that you can assess what in your life is something really worthwhile for you to hold on to, what you need to reassess, and how you need to reestablish yourself in your life. So, if any of this is resonating for you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Emily says, I think that I may be hiding from my true self, feeling a need to do more, be more, need to do more, be more in order, and be successful to have financial freedom. Thank you, Emily, so much for sharing. So, part of the reason I became a psychotherapist is because I found that the emotional intensity that would come up for my clients, whether it was through recurrent miscarriage, whether it was through memories, like one of my clients had a memory that she, of course, didn't think about consciously, but her mother had tried to abort her when she was pregnant with her. So once we cleared that for her, it was a huge piece of our work together, our coaching work together. She did eventually, and then we, of course, worked with her. I worked with her on reestablishing a more loving relationship with her partner because her previous child had been conceived after 8 rounds of IUI. She conceived naturally for her second child at 40. So, that's not something that she would be walking around thinking about. Oh, my mother tried to abort me when I was in utero, and this is impacting my ability to conceive and how I'm experiencing myself as a woman. So these are deeply held beliefs, beliefs that are far beneath our everyday, day to day life, but they impact us in a really deep and profound way. So I'm going to invite you to keep thinking about what could be hidden for you that could be indirectly impacting you in your life. Okay, so quickly, before we move on, I just wanted to make a quick announcement. For those of you who have been looking at the emails that I've been sending, and some of you may have even applied for a fertility breakthrough session with me for coaching. I have received so many applications that I actually need more time to review them. So I'm extending the deadline till Friday, so August 3rd. And then I'll be reviewing them and getting back to you on or before Monday. So if you're selected, you'll hear from me. So just a quick heads up about that in case some of you have applied or are planning to apply. Then you know that I'm a little bit behind, but you'll hear from me by Monday if you're selected for a session. And there's only 5 spots, so I'm going to be selecting the best suited candidates for my coaching program, which is the next step after the breakthrough session. All right, so moving on, we're going to actually do an exercise straight from my coaching program tonight. So what I want to do with you, and I'm going to be doing some laser coaching with those of you who are live tonight. So I really do hope that you will take advantage of this opportunity to get my support live right here on the live cast for those of you who are here, to look at some negative limiting beliefs that are holding you back in your life. So if you can take a moment to reflect on what is it? Is there something in your life that you would like to create? And if there are beliefs or thoughts or feelings that are not supportive of what you want to create in your life, I'd like for you to take a moment to write them down. And I'll give you a few minutes to put them into writing. And if you have a journal, you can write them there. And ideally, for those who want me to help you walk through the releasing statements exercise, then please write in at least 1 limiting belief into the chat and write 3 for yourself. So what limiting or negative belief right now in your life is interfering with you realizing your dream, getting what you want, experiencing the life that you desire? What limiting beliefs do you have that are holding you back? Ideally, make them in full sentences. And you want to make 3 statements for yourself and share at least 1 in the chat. Please write them in complete sentences. What negative beliefs are holding you back from getting what you want? So some common ones are I'm too old, fertility related, my eggs are too old, I waited too long, maybe it's not meant for me. Those are the main ones that are fertility related. Emily says, I can't do what I love and have financial freedom. Perfect. So we'll definitely work with that one. Thank you, Emily. Anyone else in full sentences, a negative belief that you'd like my help to work with? And we're going to create releasing statements around these beliefs that are holding you back from creating the life that you want, to living the experience that you want in your life. Okay. Elizabeth says, I feel blocked that I can't have a baby on my own. Excellent. And Vicky, I can't save money yet and have no debts. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to start with these three. If you have beliefs that you want to share, feel free to write them in the chat. Okay, so let's start with Emily's. I can't do what I love and have financial freedom. All right, so I'm going to see if I can share my screen. I thought there was a way to do that here, but now I'm not seeing it. Okay, so I can't see a way to share my screen currently. Maybe you have to do that at the beginning. So we'll have to do it with you listening carefully to the statements as I say them. Okay, so the way the statements work, it's the releasing statements take place in 3 stages. So the first statement is I release, and I'll give you some time to write it so that you have the text on your end. And I'll also be sending it in the livecast replay. So if you miss it, don't worry. You'll get it in the replay email and it'll be written there for you. Okay? So let's start with Emily's belief. Excuse me. I can't do what I love and have financial freedom. So the first part of the releasing statement goes like this. I release all fears, beliefs, perceptions, and judgments that I can't do what I love and have financial freedom. I'll say that again. I release all fears, beliefs, perceptions, and judgments that I can't do what I love and have financial freedom. The next line. I release all need and desire to believe that I can't do what I love and have financial freedom. I'll say it again. I release all need and desire to believe that I can't do what I love and have financial freedom. And then the most important part of the releasing statement is the new belief. I now lovingly instruct my subconscious to completely accept and believe at all levels of my being. And I'll just take a moment to come up with an uplifting, inspiring new belief that you'd want to embody. So I lovingly instruct my subconscious to completely accept and believe at all levels of my being that my heart and soul is calling me towards the life and work that will bring me financial freedom and the highest expression of my being. So that uplifting belief at the end really should come from you. I like to channel them. They come easy to me, but it really is helpful if it comes directly from your heart. So I always ask my clients to put their hand on their heart, close their eyes, and let the words come. So again, the last phrase is, I lovingly instruct my subconscious to completely accept and believe at all levels of my being that my heart and soul, and I have to paraphrase because I won't get it exactly, but my heart and soul is guiding me to the life and the work that will give me financial freedom and is the highest expression of my being. So that's one of the releasing statements that we did for Emily. Okay, so I see that we've had a few more come in, so I'm just going to look through them quickly. So Sai says, worry, I always fear when I ovulate, how will I conceive? Tanya says, negative beliefs that my body will never be able to create a baby. And Helen, I'm trying to get pregnant for many years and I couldn't do that. I'm already 40. Okay, so a lot of feelings about fertility and not being able to conceive. So let's choose one of these. So let's do Elizabeth's, and we can actually combine it with how will I conceive? Okay, so I'll go through the releasing statement again so that you get the sense of how to use them. So, starting with, I release all fears, beliefs, perceptions, and judgments that I'm blocked and I cannot have a baby on my own. I think that means without support, without medical intervention. So I'm going to say naturally instead of on my own. So I release all fears, beliefs, perceptions, and judgments that I'm blocked and I can't have a baby naturally. I release all need and desire to believe that I am blocked and I cannot have a baby naturally. I release all need and desire to believe that I'm blocked and I cannot have a baby naturally. I lovingly instruct my subconscious. Sorry, one second. I forgot the words. One sec. To completely accept and believe at all levels of my being that there is a baby meant for me and I open to receive that baby now. Yes. So again, ideally placing one hand on your heart and really opening to what your heart is sending you in terms of the new belief. So let's do one more. You're welcome, Emily. Okay, so let's do Tanya's. My body will never be able to create a baby. I think that's really relevant. So let's do that one. So ideally, put your hand on your heart and let's begin. I release all fears, beliefs, perceptions, and judgments that my body will never be able to create a baby. I'll say it again. I release all fears, beliefs, perceptions, and judgments that my body will never be able to create a baby. I release all need and desire to believe that my body will never be able to create a baby. I release all need and desire to believe that my body will never be able to create a baby. I lovingly instruct my subconscious to completely accept and believe at all levels of my being that my body is connected to the infinite wisdom of women through centuries, through my lineage, and through this power, through the connection to the divine feminine. I now open to that wisdom and intelligence to make a baby through my body. Yes. So, again, ideally, those words will come from you. And by tapping into your heart, by looking for the truth that you would like to embody, those words can emerge as the new belief for you. And of course, it always does help to have support of somebody else, like a coach or a trusted friend or mentor. So you can work with these releasing statements with another person's help. If, again, you're looking for a fertility coach and you've applied, that's something that I'm happy to work. I will, of course, work with you on that personally. So that's the releasing statements that I wanted to share with you. And it's something that you can use as a tool for anything in your life. And as I said, we're going to do a recap in the replay email. So if you missed the structure of the releasing statements and with the wording, we're going to be sending that to you tomorrow. Okay? So what I'd like to do now is get ready for our meditation. I'm just going to take some water. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Take a few centering breaths. Place one hand on your heart and the other hand on your womb. And bring your attention inwards. Listen to your own heart beating. Sense it, hear it, feel it, tune into it in some way. Let your heart know that you are here. That your hand is here in a gesture of support, in a gesture of love and care and holding. So that your heart doesn't have to hold everything on its own. Allow your heart to feel this loving and tender support from your hand. And now feel your hand on your womb. Sense it. Feel the weight or the heat of it. Tune into your hand on your womb in some way. And feel the warmth of your hand. Feel your belly expanding on the in-breath into your hand. And feel that gentle connecting of your hand and your womb. Like a loving embrace. And now imagine your womb tree roots, sending these roots down between your legs, from under your feet. Send your womb tree roots down deep into the darkness of the earth, connecting you and anchoring you. Follow them down. And connect to a full moon above you, bathing you in the most beautiful silver white light. Shining through your aura and over your skin, bathing you in this beautiful silver white light. Feel your womb tree roots and the full moon above. And start to imagine yourself walking in a moonlit glade, towards a beautiful tree lit up by the moon alongside a riverbank. Walking in this moonlit glade towards this beautiful, magnificent tree, your womb tree. And as you approach your womb tree, you see the figure of a woman, a beautiful woman emerging from the roots of this tree, her hair cascading and connecting with the roots of the tree. This is the Earth Mother, Gaia, Mother Earth, Pachamama. And she is here welcoming you to lay at her feet whatever you're ready to let go of, whatever outdated, limiting, or negative beliefs you would like transformed. She is here to help you transform them. She beckons you closer and asks you to perform a ritual, a symbolic shedding of all of these beliefs that are holding you back. Imagine in your mind's eye that you are releasing each limiting belief as you take off your clothing, one piece of clothing at a time. And as you undress in front of the Earth Mother, you are releasing a negative belief with each article of clothing. Take a moment to visualize, imagine, sense, or feel yourself undressing and letting go of these negative beliefs. And once you've fully undressed, standing naked in front of Mother Earth, your body shimmering in the moonlight, she asks you to start to walk towards the water, taking one step at a time, immersing your entire body and being in the cool water beneath the moon, cleansing you and washing away all of the old, making room for the new. Mother, great Mother of the universe, Mother of creation, Mother of us all, Mama, Madre, Mother, we turn towards you, great Mother energy, as it is your energy that heals us. It is your love that soothes us. It is you who brings us into your bosom and reminds us that we are not forgotten. We are not forsaken. We are loved by you. You see us and know who we are. You hold us through and through. This is the message from the Earth Mother, from the moon, from your womb tree, from the goddess. This is the message that resonates throughout the cosmos. Let her energy flow into your heart. Soothe your mind, soothe your nervous system, cleanse and purify your mind, your heart, and your spirit, bathing you now in sweet, sweet love. Take a moment to feel yourself being bathed in the Mother's sweet, sweet love. And begin to emerge slowly from the water, cleansed, refreshed, renewed, and most of all, reborn. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes, thanking the Great Mother, thanking your womb tree roots, and the full moon above, and gently coming back. And I would love to know in the comments what that meditation was like for you. Please feel free to add your experience to the comments. And if you're watching live or you're joining us for the replay, I'd love to know what this meditation was like for you. So please feel free to write your comments and share your experiences. It's always a deep and profound pleasure for me to share these full moons with you in our community as we invite and bring in new women from our community, and our circle grows bigger and bigger, wider and wider throughout this very big world. We have almost 3,000 members, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. For those of you who are here live, for those of you who will be watching on the replay, thank you for sharing in our community. Thank you for sharing in our live cast this evening. And please do share in the comments what this experience was like for you, because I would love to hear from you and love to know what it was like for you. Elizabeth Rosenbaum, thank you for sharing. Wow, I feel my womb is now opening and feeling calm and relaxed. Beautiful. And if anyone else has any comments, please do share in the comments. And like I said, we'll be sending out our replay email tomorrow. So if you want that text for the releasing statements, it'll be written there for you. And if you've applied for a fertility breakthrough session and you're selected for a session, because there's only 5 spots, I will be in touch with you by Monday so that we could set up a call and talk about how we can work together um, as a fertility coach and client. So, sending you lots of full moon, thunder moon, eclipse, red moon, blood moon love. A lot's been going on. I will share Mystic Mama's post with you on the page again, just so you can see that excerpt about the mother part in the meditation was from her beautiful write up, and the imagery for the womb tree roots and the moon above is from my beautiful and lovely beloved mentor Miranda Gray, who I had the privilege and honor of being with this weekend, assisting in her level 1 moon mother training, where she initiates women into being able to give the womb blessing energy. So, thank you. As always, I like to honor the women who share their knowledge and wisdom to amplify what I'm able to share with you. So, thank you, Mystic Mama. Thank you, Miranda Gray. Thank you, all of you, for being here this evening. And please do share in the comments what the meditation was like for you. Sai says, I felt the energy and am relaxed now. And thank you, Elizabeth, also sharing that you're wearing red on today's red moon meditation. Beautiful. So have a wonderful evening, everyone, wherever you are. Sending lots and lots of full moon love. Bye for now. And we'll see you on the next full moon, which is in the end of August, and it's the harvest moon. So until then, bye for now.